What it do, everybody? It's your man, Mr. Stout from the Skeem Beatz Radio Music Review, and we got another one in the house, man. Always got great music for you, man. Coming out of New York, Jersey, all over the world. It's global. This brother's global with his, man. Doing big numbers out there with a brand new project. Beware the gas lighting right there. G Supreme is in the house with us. Peace. What it do, brother?
Peace, peace, Mr. Stout. What's happening?
Chilling, man.
Beware the gaslight.
Beware the gaslight. Yeah, I had to make sure that was on point right there,
You
man.
know what that is. That's when people trying to make you think you crazy and they really doing the wrong thing. They gaslighting. It's a lot of that going on right now.
It really is. I wanted to get into that because so you talk about that topic of that, like kind of let them know what this all about. What this project is about. Beware the gaslight.
It's because nowadays it's a lot of stuff going around where it's just gaslighting. Everything is not what you think it is. And not only are they doing that, it's like what gaslighting is not at the same time they're trying to make you think you crazy.
Yeah.
Like you making it up and it's right in your face. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Project 2025, stuff like
Wow.
that.
Oh yeah.
You know, they gaslighted that to the ultimate. And we don't know what you're talking about. What are you
Right.
talking about? What Project what? We never heard of it before. And
Right.
then as soon as they get in, bang, Project 2025. So that's gaslighting to the fullest. They
Yeah.
gaslighted most of the country with that.
Yeah. Parts of the world too. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and you really getting deep into this track right here, man. You know, with some of the songs you got, actually with the joint, this ain't back in the day, but Gaslight is one of the songs that's on there. But with one of the tracks you got, we actually been playing, this ain't back in the day, but you know, which is definitely a dope joint. Now, is this a part of an album or EP, or these are some of the singles you have on this project?
No, though the album is Beware the Gaslight.
Right.
And those are some of the singles from the album. It dropped in March.
Okay. Yeah, because we did have a couple of joints off of there. Now, was Sitcho part of that?
Nah, that was part of Last of the Gods. That was two albums ago.
Okay, yeah, because those joints, I'm like, look, we got a catalog with you already over here, man.
All
So
right, good looking out.
a lot of good joints, and well, you got and doing it right, and
Yep.
doing it with the math, and there's a couple other ones that's on there as well too. I know I got spinning Mercury was another part of another joint that you did though, right?
No, that's part. That's the first song on Beware the Gaslight.
Okay, yeah. So how many tracks you got on this project?
It's 14. I think
Okay.
two or three of them are inserts, and the rest of the songs.
Yeah, so like, tell us about the making of this project, man. Like, what made you put out this project right here in 2025?
Well, I'm always doing music. So I'm like I told somebody else, I'm kind of like Michael Jackson. I just got thousands of songs. You know what I'm talking about? And
Right.
sometimes I'll go into the archives and change something around and put it out, change a beat, change some lyrics. Like it's a song on that album called Living Like This. I've been doing that song since like 97
Wow.
and never put it out.
Okay.
Just been changing it so much. And then this time, I just okay, it's ready. Because
Right.
I'm my hardest critic, man. If it got to get past me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I don't like it, it's not getting out there. And everything I do ain't fantastic. I'm not one of them dudes that think everything I do is fantastic, so I'm just gonna put it out there. Nah, it
So
got
you
you know.
very intricate about what you put out there, like how
Yeah.
what you do it. How, so what's the process of that? So since you're going through all of the songs, so you got like a whole like a bunch of joints that you do, but how do you? So okay, this is how the way I'm gonna arrange this one right here. Since the subject of it is beware the gaslight.
Exactly. Only that one song, "Living Like This," is a song that I was doing for a long time. The rest of them, I just got that feeling. I said, "It's too much gaslighting, all this gaslight," you know. And then I was watching some old movies, and I seen this old movie from like I think 1940,
Mm,
and it was called Gaslighting. I was like,
okay.
"What's that about?"
Yeah.
And I was watching it, and it was about this. Basically, make a long story short, it's this woman that lived in this house, and they wanted her to move out and they was trying to make her think she was crazy. They was doing stuff to make her think she was nutty, and it was by gaslight.
Yeah.
So when they was really hiding upstairs, every time they was up there, her lights dim. That's how it
Oh,
was back in the days.
right. Right.
So if you listen to the song, the insert before gaslighting, it kind of explains it.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's very interesting that you making somebody think they crazy. That's gaslighting. But that word been out since the 40s.
Right. So this is
And I'm like, hey, I should bring that back. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? I should start saying that again. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Then I found out, hey, other people are actually saying that little places. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But I said, let me take it to the real, to right now, what that really means right now. That's straight
Yeah.
gaslight.
And a lot of people know what that is, or they're doing it and without knowing what it is, and that's what it's called. So now you have a thing of what it is that people are doing to people, and you got like music that's behind it, that's saying like, but these things that happen, like you said, in the politics and in business and things like that nature. So now we got to really put an eye like on that and expose it for what it is, right?
Yep. It's like, my fellow artists, it's like when I came up, man, I was loving the artists we was doing, the artistic stuff that we was doing. But then in all reality, it's like people from other places came to New York, and because they was jerking the New Yorkers around when it came to money in the business,
Yeah.
soon as we seen people somewhere else making money, we dropped what we was doing and ran over and started trying to do it like them,
Yeah.
like the West Coast,
Right. Right.
and then we forgot our values and our keep it real and
Right.
our each one teach one. We forgot all that because they was getting jerked around. People wanted to eat,
Right.
but then come to find out that you really don't get to eat like that unless you're doing something really, and now it's like one of the things I talk about all the time is like using the N word, like that's a term of endearment.
Right.
And now the powers that be gaslighting that.
Yeah.
You could do it in the stadium when you can introduce your boxing ring. You can say it. You can. And when
Wow.
I look at it, that's weird to me.
That
That's
is.
that's just weird. You know what I'm saying? Okay, around your way with your boys and people. Okay, you say what you want, but when you start publishing stuff and stuff going out to the world, you need to not act like you just with your homeboy in your room or on the block
Right.
somewhere. You need to
Right.
show you representing. That's
That's,
what that word represent means.
yeah.
You representing. So, and I don't get into telling people what they should do, what they shouldn't do. And just like I'm saying that, nobody should be telling me what I should be saying and doing. So
That's,
once you start letting somebody say and do whatever they want, you got to beware because the next person going to decide to do what he wants to do. And it
right.
might be against what you do.
That's so true. Yeah, and a lot
You
of
know what I
people do
mean?
that. Yeah, people will be doing that, and what now because the fact that you've been through like most of the decades throughout the music, so you come from the core of where the music comes from. So seeing like you said, you said something about the West Coast and how the South and other places. Right now, the world is hip hop, per se. You know what I mean? Or in this business of rap music or whatever. But the culture, how do you feel about the culture? Are we like pulling away from the culture of hip hop?
Yeah, it's because of the money. And that's the unfortunate part. Like when people are broke and you see money, you can't really blame people to a certain extent, but you also can blame them for what you choose to say. We make up what's cool and what's not.
Yeah,
I said this to a white dude that I know. I was like, I realized in my uh uh white people think we're cool.
yeah.
I'm not talking about the racist stuff.
No, no, facts.
They think we're cool. They
Yeah, this goes
copy off
back.
of stuff
This
that
goes
we
way
do. We
back. This
set
goes way
trends
back.
for
Yeah.
music, for
Yes.
all kind of stuff. So why don't we set something positive
Right.
instead of them wondering if they can call us the N word or not
Right.
because it's just cool.
Because
You
it's
know,
in the songs.
exactly. Put something positive forth. Like and let them copy off of us that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Set that type of trend. I'm not saying go around saying kumbaya and saying go to school, learn the golden rule. I'm not saying be corny. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I could spit albums. I got 7 albums.
Nice.
And I don't think my stuff is corny, but I don't be spitting, let's kill each other. I smoked the
Right.
dude. And because I don't want that to happen. So I'm
Right.
keeping it real for real.
True.
So keeping it real, you don't want that. Nobody don't really want that. Something is wrong with you if you want smoke everywhere you go. You
Right.
want this dude to be gunning for you. You want to be gunning for. If you want that, something is wrong with you. Maybe you shouldn't be in the hip hop business. You should be in security. You should go to the military.
Right.
When you really you like shooting guns, sign up for the
Right.
military, and
Yes.
then see if you change your mind after that. And if you like it, then stay there and do that. But
Yeah.
that's the real war, not against your own people. That's some real war right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you want war, do that. No, don't try to do it in the neighborhoods and shooting up people on the stoop and you hit grandma by mistake. And if
Right.
I tell somebody you shot my grandmother, now I'm a snitch. I
Right.
don't like the way those
Right.
rules sound.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It's stacked against us.
That's
It's
the
supposed to
gaslight to
always
me,
lose.
though. It sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds like we're gonna lose, that you lose. No, you can't tell us who shot your grandmother
Right.
because that's snitching. But you shot my grandmother.
Right.
You didn't care when you shot my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? So only to me, this is what snitching really is. Me and you decide, you know, we're gonna rob this bank.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell nobody. Me and you rob the bank. They catch me, but not you.
Right.
They don't even know it's somebody else. And then I tell.
Yeah.
That's snitching
Yeah.
because we was in it together.
Right.
But if I have nothing to do with you killing my grandmother, I can tell you to kill my grandmother. That's my grandmother. So why am I snitching? I wasn't in this with you.
Right.
So that's we have to. The way we speak controls the way we act.
That's true.
So you have to really watch how you speak. Words are magic.
Right.
And when I can remember my brother asked me, "What you mean by that?" I said, "Because I can walk in the room and say the most favorite person that you love on this planet. I could say something happened to them, and you could lose consciousness.
Yeah.
So what you hear, words are magic. You can
Right.
make people. I can walk into a room where everybody's happy and piss everybody off.
Right.
I changed the whole.
Yeah.
I can do the opposite. I could come in and make everybody happy and laugh. Words
Right.
are magic, and I
Right.
don't think people understand. They think, oh, it's just music. Music is powerful,
Very powerful. Very powerful.
powerful.
And like you just said about like you're talking about what we used to do, like, but do you think that was one of the reasons why like positive artists or songs that had the positive to it, did they kind of like, wanted to kind of get that out the way, like the KRS Ones, the Chuck D's, the Public Enemies, the Queen Latifahs. I know it was a different era, but then it didn't follow through into the modern times of hip hop or rap music, what we hear on the radio.
It didn't follow through because the powers that be didn't want that.
Okay, say
You
that. Yeah,
see, they didn't want that. They seen how powerful hip hop was.
yeah,
So they needed to turn it around. They tried to ban it, they tried to say this and that, but then they need to turn it around. And you hear a lot of artists say that. The brother from Poor Righteous Teachers, what's the
Oh,
brother's name? Oh man, right now,
wise, is it wise, intelligent.
yes, Wise Intelligent. He
Mhm.
said it too. Like how when you come to them, you signed, you'll have some positive songs and you'll have kind of two grimy songs, and they'll be like, nah, we just see these two songs, we just want that.
Yeah,
Forget that other stuff.
right,
So that definitely means that that's the way they want it.
right,
And people think it's a conspiracy. All a conspiracy is when people get together and conspire to do something. So a
right.
conspiracy can be done like that. If I
Yeah,
sit down with you and conspire to do something evil right now, that's conspiracy. So
yeah,
a conspiracy ain't no giant thing that takes millions of people to do. It just takes the people in charge to do it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, and then once you start doing that, then us, like I said, when you poor, when you broke, you trying to get money, you see that and you go, okay, well, all I got to do is be more like that because
yeah.
that's what's famous. They love this guy.
Right,
So I need to be more like that. And if I'm more like that, and then you find out, no, it's not that.
right,
But
right.
you see people like KRS-One didn't give up
Nope, not at all.
and be like, I'm going to go that way. Chuck D didn't give up,
Right.
so if we all acted like that, then that's what be the cool type of hip hop, and then everybody would follow that. But the minute you come out and say something crazy and it's cool and you make money, then everybody's gonna bandwagon, jump on the bandwagon, and so we help and destroy ourselves
Yeah.
at the same time that while people get entertained by it.
Yeah, because as you saying that, I'm thinking about all the artists that I'm hearing in the past, just the past 5 years alone. I'm not even gonna say a lot of names, but we know who we've been listening to, and a lot of that music doesn't have anything of the spirit of really giving you anything that's like up, like making you lift up, making you feel like great about what you're listening to. It's like a low vibration. Do you get that
Yeah.
with what we getting nowadays with the music you hear?
And that's just it. And the thing is, I can hear the talent in these cats,
Yeah.
but they leaning towards what they think they have to do, which is not really art.
Hmm.
And if it's not uplifting, it's not art. It's art doesn't supposed to bring you down. It's
Right.
supposed to make you feel good or feel good emotions,
Yeah.
maybe stuff like that. And somebody said to me, or I heard somebody say something like, well, it's like gangster rap is like the Godfather or something like that. And I said, well, you have to think about it. That's not really good for your young youth to be watching neither. You
Right.
have to have a mature mind and an adult to watch stuff like The Godfather and Scarface.
Yeah.
Kids 13, 14, they should not be watching that.
Right.
And then they say, oh, that's corny. No, man. Your kid's supposed to be thinking about something positive and how to shape their brain in a good way before you can understand, oh, that's make believe. Because at a certain age, you don't know what's make believe for real. You
Right.
see kids, you ever see this video online where this little black kid jumps down the steps with a Superman towel on his neck and bounces 2 times, and
Yeah.
it's possibly like, oh no, see, you shouldn't have done that.
Right.
He said you got that cape on your neck, and you got all, you thought you can fly. Don't do that again. See,
Right.
that's a example of how kids don't understand
Right.
what's real and what's not real.
Yeah.
Till they get to a certain age. You know what I'm saying? So kids young like that, you shouldn't be seeing stuff like that. You should get your brain developed before you understand. Okay, this movie that you watch, you know this is fake, right? Yeah. Okay, great. Then,
Right.
but before that, your mind gets shaped in that type of stuff. In our era, Scarface became our favorite villain. And I'm
Right.
going, have you ever seen that movie?
Yes.
Okay, now as far as when you like drama, you like Washington, that's for the adult. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
But if you really look at it and you really look at it, Scarface, the character,
Hmm.
was having sex with his sister.
Pretty
Watch
much.
it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you ain't noticed it, watch it again.
Wow.
I want to be like Scarface.
Right.
See, so
Right.
you have to watch a whole movie and get the underline what they really saying. You know, the dude that played him is a good dude.
Yeah.
He's not Scarface. That's a character. So
Right.
everybody just runs with a character, and the actual dude is looking like you should never live like that.
Right. Right.
So we gotta not base ourselves off of make believe characters. If you notice, everybody names themselves after ex gangsters and all this stuff. You go, hey man, be careful. I know you could do what you want. I
Yeah.
get it. I can't tell nobody what to do, but that's just my opinion. Like now, people think it's okay to call us the N word. White people, Hispanic
Right.
people, because we've kind of gave them permission to do it. I'm
Yeah.
not saying us personally,
Right.
but
But
as
overall,
black
yeah.
people,
Yeah.
we've given them permission to do that. And now they be all on the internet like it's not a thing.
Right.
People be arguing with them and all that stuff like that. I said, see, now the disrespect is here.
Yeah.
If you liked being called that, you wouldn't mind who called you that. So
Yeah.
it's a lie. It's like you go out and do something out of your neighborhood bigger than what your neighborhood is doing. And when you come back, somebody from the neighborhood looks at you and go, yo, what's up?
Right.
That's
Right.
kind of like telling you, I don't care what you done went out there and did, you still
Yeah.
that's how it sounds to me.
Yeah.
That's how it sounds to me. It don't sound right. It's like, yo, what's up with brother? What's up, brother? Peace, brother.
Right.
What's up, homie? But
Choose B word.
the
Yeah.
the dog and the N word, my body and brain don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like the way it sounds. I'm like, yo, don't call me that. What's
Right.
wrong with you? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And then somebody will say something is wrong with me because I don't want to be called. Think
Right.
about that.
That's the crazy part. That's
Now
like,
I'm the problem because I
yeah.
don't want to be. I've lost friends because of this.
Wow. Yeah.
You
Because
know that they call you. They ain't heard me in a long time, so they see me doing stuff. And let me call you, brother. And okay, what's up? What's up? Yo, what's up?
right.
Yo, brother. You ain't been
Right.
talking to me like that. Nah,
Yeah.
but that's how they do it now. Oh no, bro, that's not how we gonna do that, man. You ain't been calling me that. You can call me brother, brethren, the God. I don't, but you ain't gonna call me. You ain't gonna call me that because
Right.
I don't like it. Just like if your nickname was uh, uh, Peanut when you was younger.
Yeah.
You don't want your outside. Only my mother was able to call me that, and my mother is gone, so nobody. If a brother start calling you that, that's offensive too. You calling me something that I don't want to be called,
Yeah.
no matter what it is a
Right.
lack
Right.
of respect.
It
You know,
is.
it's a lack of respect. So you need to call people what they want to be called. And if you got your friend that want to be called that, then that's your business. But if you got friends and they telling you don't call me that, and you get mad, you are the problem.
That's right. Yeah.
And as soon as a white person say it, you go on the court. You
Right.
want to knock somebody's teeth out. So you confusing the black youth. You confusing the young people. They
Right.
go, is that cool or is it not cool? Oh, so only black people could call you that. That's our word. No, it's not. We didn't make that word up.
No.
It's not ours.
And
How you taking it back?
they trying to give it like all different, soften it up. For it's like, well, this comes from this, or this is what this word. I know they have a word that's similar, that's in that comes out of the continent of Africa, but it's not the same meaning. You know what I mean? So it's just like trying to change it around because we do lack a lot of knowledge here in this country as black folks. That's first and foremost.
Purposely.
Yeah, yeah. So the way we are, the way we treat each other we've been made that way. to be that way because we wasn't always like that. If we was on the slave ships together or on the field or whatever and together, then we were together and we had to do those things to break out of that together. But as soon as we were not in that kind of bondage together, then we turned on each other. And now through all those years, of building it up, when I hear these things, like people like watching movies from the 20s or the 30s up to now, the Black experience has changed and we've made it so then that we can have our own bravado. We created this bravado about ourselves, this image, you know what I mean? So we can
Exactly.
like something like, we're the tough guys, we're the bad guys, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But we were created to be this way. So I think that when I hear certain songs out there, that's what they're trying to project, is that persona of, being the tough guy and all this. So I do time in jail. I sell drugs. I do this to women. I'm not a good, like not being, when did it was not being a good man, some kind of,
When was that some kind of badge of honor, being in jail? I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you, when we came up, you went to jail. It was like, oh, you stupid. You
Right.
got caught.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Right.
What you doing? Why is it cool to be in jail? To me, it was this. I didn't do all that jail time. I
Yeah.
didn't do that stuff.
No.
Right. I was around all these cats, but I didn't do it because I'm gonna tell you, and it's a funny thing, is one thing that really made me not want to go to jail. Ain't no women in jail.
Exactly.
Ain't no women in jail.
That's my word is bond is the same thing.
First born. I was like, people would laugh at me. I was like, I'm not going to jail because ain't no women in there. If
Facts.
it was women in there, you might go, it's not gonna be that bad. But ain't no women, ain't no way I'm enjoying myself in jail. Cats be like, I can do 3 years standing on my head. And I'm like, you probably shouldn't stand on your head while you in prison. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who around there waiting for you to stand on your head, brother. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I always thought that wasn't a good thing. My older brother did it, my younger brother did it, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Now I can see if you got picked up for the wrong thing, that happens to brothers sometimes. You ain't do shit and you
Right.
get picked up for the wrong thing and stuff. I
Yeah.
understand those brothers. I'm talking about cats that you doing something that you're gonna get locked up. You get locked up, you get out, you do the shit again, you come out, you keep okay now. That's your fault now. You keep doing stuff with a judge know you. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Parker?
Right.
It's like, oh, come on, bro. The judge know you. Yeah. How's Marie?
Right.
Like, okay, your mom's great,
Right.
that's not good, man. And we be looking at that like that's funny. And I be like, yo, that's not funny when your life is like that, man. You
Nah.
destroying your life. Life's too short, man.
Yeah, that's why we really do got to get back to something that's we could hone the youth to listen to something. So they can, I think that coming up back in the days, like if you was born in the 70s, 80s, and parts of the 90s, you actually could compartmentalize certain things when it goes to music. Okay, this is this type of music or this subgenre or this. But now I think it's all being driven to think of just one kind of way. And with this album that you got right here, Beware the Gaslight, like, is this some of the things that you're saying, well, this is something that from your style of music, with how the way you putting out, so okay, you don't have to follow the trends of what's going on right now.
No, you don't. All you have to do with music is have it sound good.
Yeah.
And if it makes sense, that's extra. You
Right.
see? So
Right.
if it sounds good, this is why a lot of rappers that do crazy stuff get over because it'll sound good.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock used to tell a joke where he be saying, you saying some wild on the record, and the girls be like, well, he ain't talking about me. You understand? I don't want to say it because it's really
Yeah.
obscene.
Yeah.
But it's like that. But we have to stop doing that because you get programmed listening to something over and over
Yeah.
again. You get programmed that you don't know your program and you think you have to do that. I watch society go through this growing up. Ran tight jeans, Lee jeans,
Hmm.
right? Then that was people like your jeans is too tight.
Yeah.
Then cats start wearing baggy pants
Yes.
with your boots open, with
Yeah.
shoelaces all crazy. And then I seen it coming. The pants got too baggy and falling off a little bit. And I was telling my wife, I was like, yo, I'm gonna tell you the next step. The next step, you're gonna start seeing the crack of people's butt behinds.
Right.
Then they start doing it. Then I say the next step is you're gonna see the whole back of their underwear.
Right.
And they start doing. I'm going, that's not a style you want to go with. Stop, you're falling behind people. People ain't do that before. So
Right.
don't think that's just something great. It's just something you following behind. You
Yeah.
know, I did a song like 3 hours ago with the original James Brown band
Okay.
with Tyrone. What's his name? Jesus, I forgot his last. Tyrone. Jefferson with Tyrone
Okay.
Jefferson called "Pull Your Pants Up."
Okay.
They had this beat, and these dudes off of this "Pull Your Pants Up" record. And I did interview them, and I was like, "Can I use that in my song?" He said, "Yeah, okay, do the copyright stuff,"
Yeah.
and I did it. You know what I'm saying? And cats like, "Oh, we like that. It's funny." I made it kind of funny, but I'm really telling you, like, yo, we don't want to see that. I'm a
Right.
dude. I'm a straight dude.
Right.
I don't care what everybody else wants. I don't want to see. I don't want to walk up the steps on the train and then your behind is right
Right.
there with your whole. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
So
that's terrible. It's not a
we
good
doing
look.
stuff that we back in the days we would call you all types of names for doing,
Right.
and now they making it okay.
Yeah.
And then we okay, little like when you see 16 to maybe 18-year-olds doing stuff like that, you understand it. You go, of course he got his pants hanging down. He about 18 and under. Of course he's doing that.
Yeah.
But then when you get like in your 20s and your 30s, and
Yeah.
you a grown man and you walking around with your pants hanging down, I seen 50-year-old cats doing that.
Wow.
It
Wow.
don't look right. Like I said before, you can do what you want. I can't tell you what to do.
Right.
But that's what I think about it is like, bruh, I don't want to see that. I be turning my head like,
Right.
like I don't want to see that, bro. Like put your pants up, bro. Like that type of thing. So that's who I am. I am who I am, and I keep with the keep it real thing for real.
Yeah.
As we saying, keep it real, and you're not keeping it real. You keeping it Billboard. You
Right.
let whoever
Right.
controls Billboard tell you how to run your life.
That's
You
true.
making the songs according to they Billboard. You're
Yeah.
not just doing art like you know how it's supposed to be. You're doing so. It's a variant of
Mhm.
rap, hip hop. It's not really
Yeah.
what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you can't stop them.
I mean,
But you can't stop me from speaking my mind either. So
that's
that's
that
what we
part right there. Yeah, yeah, and
are.
it will change. I have a feeling it will change. I think there's going to be a generation that's going to come up and say, "Look, we're going to take the original styles of hip hop and utilize those things and segregate itself from what rappers are and then what hip hop artists are." I mean, because that was a thing, back in the day as well. Because we seen the change happen with that kind of stuff where artists was like, okay, well, this if you're talking, LL Cool J, compared to say Easy E, you know what I mean? You can tell the difference of what was what. But then if you had Run DMC in the mix over there, or you had Queen Latifah, like you had different styles that you can listen to and say, man, I like this music here. You know what I mean? And then like, even with the Midwest and the South, like those things did change up because people say, well, we're gonna do what we're gonna do drill, we're gonna do trap, we're gonna do, what I mean, all these subgenres. And then I think the real hip hop heads was like, that's really not hip hop. So what are we gonna
It's
call it?
not.
You know what I mean? So it's like I think we're gonna get back to something where you're gonna see the difference again.
Where it takes a skill to do it.
Yeah.
Now they got MC Brenda, that's just some chick from California. Yeah, and you're a rapper now. It's like, and
Right.
all you have to do is say you're a rapper or a DJ. And even the DJ stuff now, that's not a skill. It don't the plates don't skip.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got a button where you can press it where it goes right back to the other one. So I
Right.
could be like Grandmaster Flash, I could be like, I know that's for fun, but
Right.
you shouldn't be able to call yourself a real DJ if you don't know how to do it the other way too.
Cue it up. Right. Yeah.
You don't know how to pull back needles and back spin and all.
Mhm.
It's not really hip hop. Hip hop.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like having a giant studio, $1 million studio with five guitarists and pianists and saying it's the blues.
Right.
Blues singers will look at you and go, that's too many instruments. That's too many people.
Yeah.
It's one, two, three people at the most doing blues,
Mhm.
not all that extra stuff,
Right.
orchestras. And
Right.
so
Right.
you can't just keep stealing our music and we help you and put it on the planet and give it to you. Here you go. We just give it to them.
Right.
Rock and roll, the blues,
Yeah.
even the thing about Beyonce. Now, I'm not even really a fan of Beyonce. Nothing wrong with her, but I'm just not a big fan of that type of music. But they did her wrong by telling her she can't do a country album.
Right. That
What
was.
do you mean she can't do a country album?
Yeah,
What
we
do you
support
mean?
that. Yeah, we bought that. Yeah, we
Yeah,
wasn't.
she could do it, and you can not like it or whatever. But the father, she can't do it. What do you mean she can't do it? If
Right.
I felt like doing a country album, I can do it. It'll probably tank because I'm not a country singer. But give me that opportunity to do it if I feel like doing it, and let the people decide if they
Right.
didn't like it or not. Like, oh, she shouldn't be doing it. I
Yeah.
can even appreciate you just saying, I don't like the album. It sucks. Okay, great.
Right.
That's your opinion. But
Yeah.
father, she shouldn't be doing it. What do you mean she shouldn't be doing it?
Yeah, that was tough right there. And
You
right
know,
now that music is definitely doing a whole nother. It did a whole nother like a 180 on that because now it's a lot of uh, hip hop style country songs I'm hearing out there that's actually charting and things of that nature. Due to the fact that what Country Carter album did is a lot of people were coming out. She made way for a lot of artists who didn't have a chance really to get picked up by the mainstream. No doubt about it, man. But yeah, I know there's a lot of things that we have to be able to change in the hip hop culture, not everybody else's thing, because we deal with hip hop, you know what I mean? And that's where we got to really work on our stuff because we're losing out on a lot of the elements of hip hop, and it's just like we're missing out on that, you know. I'm from the Beat Street days, things like that, So watching it grow and then seeing what it is now, I really want to keep those things to me. So listening to this album and what you got here, Beware the Grasslight, that's what I'm talking about when it goes to hip hop. That's the stuff that I like to boom back. The things that have those little those little messages in there, that can help you with your own self, because that's what we were getting from back in the day. So talking about this album right here for Beware the Gaslight, you got these joints out here. What are some of your favorite tracks that's on it?
well, to be really honest, every time I'm making a song, it has to become my favorite song at the moment for me to put it out.
Yeah,
So, but when I see I can see with other people, the ones I put out is the ones I think people kind of like. So you'll see the ones that I promote first are the ones I think people like. But if I don't like it, then it's not making it anyway. And if I got a favorite and it beats that one, then I go back to that one and make it where it sounds better than that one. And I keep doing that till it's time to just put it out. I know that sounds confusing, but
yeah.
I don't really have a favorite song
Okay.
because that means the rest of them would lack.
Okay, so it's
So
they
I keep
oh,
doing it until I don't have a favorite song.
right.
Till I actually like all of them. I go, hey, that if that wasn't me, I'd be like, yo, this album is dope.
Yeah.
Before I didn't like the way I did it, and I'll change it. So some
Right.
songs take a long time to do. Like I told you, one I was doing it for years, and
Yeah.
some songs I could start doing it right now and be finished by next week
Okay,
because
yes.
I had that inspiration to that song. I felt like the Beware the Gaslight was kind of one. I mean, that song Gaslighting was like that. Because once I seen that movie, I was like, huh, that's my song right there.
Yeah.
And I just sat right there and wrote the hook without music to it.
Right,
And
right.
I wrote the hook, then I started making music. So what music goes with this? Sometimes you do a beat first.
Mhm.
You make beats and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes you make
Yep.
beats first, and then you want rap on top. So it
Yep.
depends on how you're doing it. You
Yeah,
know what
that's
I mean?
yeah. I mean, it's definitely dope, man. I want to give a big shout out to I seen you on what T Quest and DJ El Nino's show,
Exactly.
and
T
it
Quest
was
El Nino.
yeah, yeah, it was so dope, man. And you had your brothers on there as well, Born G and Prince, man. It was so fun. It was entertaining to me, man. It was like I loved it, man. It was like
My brothers is crazy, man. They're crazy, man. And the good thing I like though is because we all grown men.
yeah,
And the fact that they still respect what I did and understand that and will still talk about what I taught them.
yeah,
As an older brother,
right,
that feels good. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because I had an older brother, we had another older brother, and
Mhm.
he passed.
All right,
You know what I'm saying? So, I had to take the reins of the older brother.
right, right.
Like I lost my older brother and my older sister. So now I'm the oldest.
Yeah, yeah,
Where I actually like was the middle child at one time.
right,
After I was the youngest, I was the middle child, and
yeah,
now I'm the oldest.
right.
So since we was younger, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna watch my brothers going back and forth to jail. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna do that. I gotta put something into us. But I seen a lot of cats just watch their brothers doing stuff and
yeah,
don't say nothing.
yeah,
I was like, nah, either you're gonna not listen to me, but I'm gonna try. So either you're gonna listen to me, you're not, but I'm gonna try. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So that's why I got my brothers into stuff like that. And they didn't do the jail thing neither. So I must have done something right.
Yeah, good, yeah, good work right
You know what
there.
I'm saying?
Definitely
They
peace.
don't they don't do it. My younger brother does though. He said he's done. He said he's done.
That's it. That's good.
Yeah,
No doubt. We got G Supreme right here with us on the Skeem Beatz Radio Music Review. Beware the Gaslight is out there right now. It's on all the platforms, right, as well, right? So they can pick this up.
exactly. Spotify, iTunes, Apple, the YouTube, everywhere.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I wanted you to like to give some information or what kind of words of advice that you can give to these artists that's coming up, because you have years that you put in this work in this? Well, so what kind of words of advice that you can give to some of these artists that's coming up?
It's like the track I got, the video I got out right now is never give up.
Okay.
Never give up. Keep
Right.
holding on. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up, because giving up, you don't know if you're gonna make it. Even if you try and you don't get famous, if that's what you're trying to do, you're not gonna suffer from that because you tried. And me, you might be like me when you get right there to be famous and you see what you have to do sometimes with the people that's trying to make you famous, you turn around and go, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. So
Right.
I've done that a lot.
Yeah.
I've done that a lot. Said, nope, because I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. And the only really a good signing I had is when as a teenager is when KRS-One and them signed me, when B-Boy Records signed me.
Okay. Nice.
So that was a good experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I had to. If you ever you know what Beat Street is because you just mentioned it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know who the guy is, but the guy in Beat Street that was doing he's a young dude doing the manager thing.
Oh yeah, I forget.
You couldn't stop this guy. When I was a kid, I seen that movie.
Yeah.
And I seen the way he was promoting in that movie. You couldn't telling him no wasn't the thing.
Right.
And
Right.
he inspired me. So
Yeah.
him and my older brother is the one that got me doing hip hop like I am now. I don't even remember the brother's name, but I
Yeah.
can still
I
remember
see his face.
how I looked at this guy and I was a kid. I'm going, this guy don't give up.
Right.
And I based myself after that doing hip hop, like, don't give up.
Yeah.
And if they don't like you, you find the people that do like you. Sometimes you're just in the wrong room. Don't mean your stuff is wrong. That's the advice I would give young cats.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
go in the right room. Because you might go in the room right there and they be like, you go in that room, like, yeah, they like you over here.
Right.
Everybody not gonna like you. Because my
Right.
father told me that when I was young. Because I was complaining about these cats and hanging with it. He said, let me tell you something. Everybody ain't gonna like you. He ain't say it that nice, but he said
Yeah.
it another way. He said, F
Right.
them.
Right.
And I was
Right.
like 13 years old. He's like,
Yeah.
F them. He said, because if you're the best person you could be, and you know you're not a bad person,
Mhm.
then the people that don't like you is kind of out themselves telling you that they not like that. And you don't surround yourself with unlike-minded people. You surround yourself with like-minded people. You don't
Yeah.
got to be identical, but you got to be like-minded.
Yeah.
You got to, like, if you're a civilized person, I need to be around civilized people that if we having a conversation, whether we agree or not, we ain't screaming and spitting in each other's face. I can't deal with people like that.
Yeah. Me
You know
either.
what I'm saying? I don't like that. I never did. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't be civilized, I can't be around uncivilized people.
Right.
And if you don't like civilized people, then don't be around me. It's
Right.
okay. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Just not, so that's what I want to tell people. Be around the people that is like-minded with you and try not to make it be like murderous like-minded people because a cat
Right.
that'll be a murderer will murder your ass too one day.
That's right, man. Yeah. You find out the good people and keep them around you. If you don't, they're not good. It's not good for you. It's the same way anything that you eat or drink. You know what I mean? Because it look good doesn't mean that it is good for you. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. Beware, the gaslight is out there everywhere. Let them know how they can follow you through. I know also too. Before I get to that, I know you said you had some videos. You got other videos too. I think you had a video for Sitcho, right, as well too, right?
Oh yeah, that's an old video. I
Yeah.
got 4 videos for this album
Okay. Yeah. So let us
already.
know about those 4 videos too.
I got a video for Spit Mercury. It's
Okay.
when I'm doing my quick shit. First of all, I'm getting spitting like I'm a critic, and definitely yeah, you really spit and then hitting admitting that you ain't fit illegitimate, pretending you ain't feeling it. I'm spitting fast like that. And Mercury is the fastest planet around the sun. So
Indeed.
that's why I call it Spit Mercury. And then I got the second video is gaslighting.
Right.
The third video is this ain't back in the days of me and my brother Prince Great and Born G. And the fourth video I just put out the other day is holding, keep holding on, still holding.
Still holding. All right. Yeah, man. Look, what I'm gonna do too, because we're gonna run them joints, but we got a lot of your songs here, so I'm gonna throw some throwbacks. Even the one that you got with MC Shan, like that was
Oh
just
yeah.
crazy.
Oh,
You know?
which mix? Which one? It's
Now I
two
think I got
mixes.
was 2 of them. I got what happened to that. What happened? Yeah, whatever happened to that, and it's just featuring MC Shan on that one right there.
Is that from Beware? Is that from the Last of the Gods album?
I
Or
think because
I
it's with
have two
five
mixes of that.
stars. It's the one with the 5-star generals, and I'm just saying. So is that part of that too as well?
Yeah, that's when I did it over. So that's the one I like. I don't like the other one. I didn't do the beat right on the first one.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we got the right one, the correct one here for that one with the one with MC Shan. Yeah, and that's definitely a big deal right there with that, man. And yeah, we gonna rock all those joints and the new stuff, man. And then let them know again how they can catch up with you, how to, if you got any performance coming up or any other shows. I know you do a lot of other things. You also doing voiceover work and like all that kind of stuff, man. So let them know how they can get in touch with you.
On Facebook is Facebook Dre Parker or G Supreme, because I got 2 pages on Instagram is the G Supreme, because I'm the original G Supreme,
Right.
the original.
Yeah.
I've been G Supreme since I was like 13 years old.
All right. All
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So yeah, that, and just go to Spotify, look for G Supreme, look for albums like Beware the Gaslight. I got 7 albums on Spotify. No, actually 8. I got 7 on Spotify with Solo Me, and before that, I did a duet album with a brother a long time ago called Eve of the Next Revolution, and that's up there too. So it's 8 albums on Spotify.
Nice.
You know, so you can go there, listen to my whole catalog. It's on YouTube too, so you can go there and find the G Supreme and just look for the right one. It's the dude with the big teeth and the gold tooth, and it's me. You will see my face, you're gonna like that dude. I know that dude. That's him right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm me. You know what I'm saying? That's who I am. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
me.
That's why we like this hip hop thing. I definitely want to invite you back. I have a round table that we're going to have coming up real soon with some producers and some consultants who doing like major things for the independent hip hop artists and for this style of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like it's not just rap music, style of hip hop. So they want to be able to talk about to the artists and also the business people alike to say, okay, this is what we're missing and how we can get this out there to the masses. And they have a global network that they're working with. So I definitely would like to have you come back and we can talk to them about what you're doing with these projects here.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get into sync licensing and all that stuff, man.
Yes,
You know what I'm
we're
saying? Like
definitely doing that.
I got. It's just hard to get people to represent you
Right.
when you're doing something like I'm doing. They'll grab the people fast that's doing that other stuff.
Yeah.
But when you come in, they're like, oh, well, you don't like that and you don't like this, and I have to drop a few people because of that, and
You
so
know,
now I represent myself.
right, we're gonna get it in the right direction. But we definitely here with that because we got some folks that will also work in the sync licensing world. So we're gonna actually have somebody on there on the panel for that as well. So yeah, man, we definitely want y'all to support this joint right here. Beware the Gaslight, G Supreme, man. Come get some of this right here. We're gonna rock the whole joint and keep them in rotation here on the Skeem Beatz Radio Music Review. We appreciate you coming on the air with us, God. Anytime that you got some new stuff that's coming up, man, definitely don't hesitate to let us know so we can get them on the air too.
No problem. Shout out to you, Skeem Beatz Radio, man, for all the support and all that stuff. G Supreme, beware the gaslight. Stay positive. Peace.
All right, peace out. Let's just turn these joints up right here, y'all. Come get some.